jumper cables at an evil laugh. There's things that men weren't meant to know, and that's what a woman's for. Take the case of Victor Frankenstein. What a man. A modern Prometheus, or so they say, and I knew that he just had to be mine. He started out quite sane, and then he went quite mad at the moment that he heard that monster call him dad. There's seeds that men weren't meant to sow, and that's what a woman's for. I've been a lab assistant to lots of famous men. They all start out resistant, but I know they'll give in. I know I'll be the winner when all the cards are down. I'll make that saint a sinner, then I'll get out of town. Bye-bye, boy.
Science and stability don't mesh.
Oh, no, no.
They need a Lolita who can make them see.
It's better when the corpse is afraid. Give him a Jacob's ladder and an evil plan to help him violate the laws laid down by God and man. There's stones that men weren't meant to throw, and that's what a woman's for.
He meant well,
I guess. Obsessed with bringing back the dead, a sort of scientific necromancy. He wasn't all that sane when we started out, but when the dead arose, they put down all doubt. There's places men weren't meant to go, and that's what a woman's for. Can take it slow, while good is still debating. I'll bring those same men low. It isn't complicated, though it's a bit cliched. Before we're separated, he'll get lynched and I'll get laid to rest. So give me Henry Jekyll and I'll give you Edward Hyde.
The better points of going bad just cannot be denied.
Giant monster, killer viruses,
a death ray built for two.
Give me a man ripe for a breakdown, and I'll end the world for you.
Or Mears,
Seth Rundle,
Egon Spengler, Emmett Brown.
Just say it's open season and I'll take your genius down. There's not a depth that I'd call too low, and that's what a woman's for. It's really not that hard to make them crack. Oh, no, no. I find that most of them are halfway there. They just need a little nudge down the track.
They need a helping hand
and a latex glove, and I'll be there with both when push comes to shove. There's things that men weren't meant to know, and that's what a woman's for. Little girl with small town dreams, swallowing her small town screams. Doesn't know the reasons, best leave well enough alone. Mother, yes, but not by blood. Never could have understood. Sometimes love is treason, and you're taking Sharon home. The broken doors are open, come and enter as you will. We hope that you enjoy your stay in scenic Silent Hill. Fires burning underground, something's better lost than found. If you ask the questions, best be sure you want to know. Something's better left forgot, some dreams better left unsought. Having the directions doesn't mean you ought to go. The shattered stage is set and there's a role you must fulfill. We hope that you enjoy your stay in scenic Silent Hill. Certain lines can't be uncrossed, certain maps will get you lost. Once you're past the border, then you'll have to play the game. All it takes is just one spark, just one child lost in the dark. The world is out of order, it's been broken since she came. The cost of faith is high and now it's time to pay the bill. We hope that you enjoy your stay in scenic Silent Hill. Tell yourself it's just a game like truth or dare or hide and seek. You can't be hurt by what's not there, so go ahead now, take a peek. Ash to ash and dust to dust, there's nothing here that's safe to trust. And what's been broken once can rise a second time to kill. We hope that you enjoy your stay in Silent Hill. Here's the end game, here's the price. Don't force us to ask you twice. If you want your daughter, best you be prepared to pay. Trade the truth for one more lie, bid what's real one last goodbye. You might escape the slaughter, but you'll never get away. The broken doors are closed, but they can open for you still. We hope that you enjoyed your stay in scenic Silent Hill. We promise that we'll wait in secret scenic Silent Hill. You goth girls, dye your hair and slap your makeup on. You try to act like you don't care, you'll just disappear at dawn. Well, I've got a little FYI, call it a beauty tip from beyond. If you're in a horror movie and don't wanna die, well then baby, it's best to be blonde. We don't get much good press for having high IQs, but we know how to dress and how to run in high-heeled shoes. So if you think survival is something of which you're fond, a bottle of peroxide will save you, it's best to be blonde. King Kong had a thing for blonde, so did the creature from the Black Lagoon. And it wasn't any dark-haired gypsy girl, said Talbot, baying at the moon. Baby Monster's got the emerald skin, Elvira's got the raven tresses. But honey, take a moment now and face the facts. You see the bad boys bomb with blonde babes wearing pastel dresses. Oh, it's true that sometimes we get forced to play the babe. We say, Johnny, is that you? And just flounce off to meet our fate. Our common sense and street smarts have been permanently pawned, and yet our flailing always saves the day. You know, baby, it's best to be blonde. So you can call us names, but frankly, we don't care. You can count on guts and brains, and we'll
count on tips and hair. We know when we call for help, the hero will respond. Who do you think is gonna save you now? Baby, it's best to be blonde. Dracula, he likes some fair, so do the madmen their secret lives. You wanna know what monsters like? Well, let me tell you, it's the hair. You wonder why we always get away when we're like magnets for these masses. We're more fun for our boyfriends when we're still alive, and all the bad boys bump with blonde babes wearing pastel dresses. Oh baby, it's best to be, baby, it's best to be, baby, it's best to be blonde.
Oh, Helen, you're a felon, but there's a reason I'm not telling the authorities just where your lab is hidden. Oh, Narbonne, that's a hard one. Not a damn thing rhymes with Narbonne, but the point is that our love has been forbidden. Just an innocent computer science major when we met. That's not an oxymoron. I was purely Windows free. Day you interviewed me is a day I won't forget. I really truly mean that. I'd need years of therapy. Gerbils, mental hurdles, laughs that make a man's blood curdle. These aren't traits I used to look for in a girlfriend. But you changed me, rearranged me, heck, you even brain exchanged me. Now I know I'm gonna love you till the world ends. I was hired to fix your death ray, and my henchman's life was good. Well, until your mother killed me. Every office has its flaws. Realize mad science was, well, misunderstood. On the day you resurrected me and broke all nature's laws. This is my mad science manifesto. Now I must reveal my evil plan. I'll use all of my powers to convince you a guy named Dave could be your perfect man. If you can create a talking gerbil, there's a chance my evil may prevail. Sure, it's true, my task is somewhat harder. I know the odds are good, I'm gonna fail. But isn't attempting the impossible with insufficient tools kind of the definition of mad? I'll show you, even though you don't believe I really know you. We're both products of a world that thinks we're crazy. Oh, believe me, you can't leave me. There's no reason to deceive me. You can kill me if you must, you'll still amaze me. Helen, I don't care if you're a crazy woman's clone. Those petty-minded morons laughed in academy. You're the only mad geneticist I want to call my own. And I want to share your life, your bed, and your insanity. This is my mad science manifesto, and that's why it's presented really loud. No angry mobs with torches can dissuade me. I'm pretty sure I'm faster than the crowd. If you'd only pause for contemplation, you'd see my love will never be denied. So pick up the Ebola and the ray guns and the slime. Tell Mel it doesn't matter. Get your mother off the line. I won't rest until Star Trek returns and you admit you're mine. Can't you see the maddest act of all? The very maddest act of all. The only thing that beats them all is Helen, dearest Helen, finally telling me you're mine. They say the maddest act of all, the very maddest act of all, the only thing that beats them all is Helen, dearest Helen, finally telling me you're mine.
Sexual simulation. Some girls like the warlocks, all rituals and incantation. Some girls like the werewolves, you know they're flirting with lycanthropy. But none of those late night creature features ever did a single thing for me. Some girls like the swamp things, they say that gills have hidden uses. Some girls like the psychos, they're seeking serial abuses. Some girls like the phantoms, they want a lover clear as cellophane. But if you wanna knock me clean off of my head, baby, better rustle up the living dead. 'Cause the only guy I wanna find in my bed is the guy that wants to eat my brain. Some girls like the mummies, bondage has its own appeal. Some girls like the robots, they're looking for a man of steel. Some girls like the spacemen, they go where no man's ever gone before. But all of those macho midnight monsters always struck me as an awful bore. Some girls like the creatures, although assemblies required. Some girls like the madmen, they say true love should be inspired. Some girls like the hunchbacks, they're only looking for a willing slave. But if you wanna watch as I sigh and swoon, baby, just forget about the Black Lagoon. 'Cause the only guy who's ever gonna sing my tune is the guy who's risen from the grave. It's not an ordinary kind of kink, I know, but now that it's caught hold of me, it won't let go. My Casanova's waiting 6 feet below. For a girl with excavation in mind, you can call it necrophilia and say it's vile. I just know I wanna do it George Romero style. It's a special sort of craving, and I'd walk a mile for the stiffest guy I'm likely to find. Guess that they don't mind it messy. Some girls like the legends, flirting with the likes of Nessie. Some girls like the demons, they wanna lay down on my dotted line. But if you wanna please me all night and day, baby, then I know you're gonna find a way to find the kind of fella who just won't decay. And you know I wanna make him mine. I'll be off of my head at the dawn of the dead, and when reason has fled, I'll try madness instead. And the only kind of guy that I want in my bed is the guy who wants to eat my brain.
But she looks so sad. What's wrong?
I'm not just a scientist. I'm an epidemiologist specializing in the study of emergent diseases. But it's a really old disease that has me worried today.
How old?
The 1400s.
Golly, that is old.
Uh-huh. The Black Death arrived in Europe back in 1347, and for several hundred years it just kept sending folks to heaven. It spread out from Messina and hit hardest in the summer, and if you were in the path of plague, it really was a bummer.
How did it get here?
Well, we blamed it on the rats and we blamed it on the fleas. We were ignoring crucial facts about the spread of the disease, and I think it's time we called for a more thorough inquisition, because it's clear that the Black Death possessed a droplet-based transmission.
What's that?
Now, a droplet-based transmission means I sneeze and then you die. It's a fairly common vector, and we think it's largely why the quarantine developed to protect us from diseases and to help to keep your family from dying of my sneezes.
But what about bubonic plague?
Here's the thing, the bubonic plague's bacterial, with rat fleas as the vector, and the speed of spread's retarded by this animal infector, while the Black Death spread through Europe at a speed that was much faster. So we need a better agent to account for this disaster.
But what does quarantine have to do with it?
You can't quarantine a rat flea. No, the rat flea doesn't care. If your quarantine's successful, then the virus spreads by air. If the Black Death were bubonic, then the quarantines would fail, and the fact that they succeeded tells a very different tale. In fact, you want to hear something really scary? The Black Death hit hard in Iceland, and there's something you should know, that there are no rats in Iceland, because the temperature's too low, and without rats there's no rat fleas to infect you with a bite. So the Black Death had to spread by means beyond their appetite. Speaking epidemiologically, bubonic plague doesn't make sense to me. Yersinia pestis gets you dead, it's true, but it isn't as effective as the common flu. If you want to wipe out half of Europe's population, your devastation. You need a viral agent that is tried and tragic. Let's take a look at fevers that are hemorrhagic.
Golly, what's that?
Now a hemorrhagic fever is a nasty beast indeed, and we've named it for its tendency to make its victims bleed. It can trigger cranial swelling, often leading to psychosis, and posthumous study demonstrates internalized necrosis.
Ew! Gross!
It is heavily infectious with a high mortality. When you put it all together, it sounds like Black Death to me. And best of all, transmission is from one case to another. So you get it from your sister, then you give it to your brother.
Achoo! Achoo! To you and you and you!
One man gave it to another, or perhaps to 4 or 5. And by the time the summer ended, very few were left alive. Those survivors spoke of symptoms that were gruesome and quite gory. And by looking at their memoirs, we can learn more of the story.
Once upon a time.
If you study records chronicling how the plague was spread, it often started with a stranger who arrived and then got dead. It would take about a month before another case was spotted, but once the plague took hold, the outbreak's course was plainly plotted.
Why'd it take so long?
Each infection would begin with something known as latency. That's when you can pass the plague around, but nobody can see any sign that you're infectious and a hazard to their health. And a droplet-based transmission really helps you spread the wealth.
I don't want any.
Sorry. Once the latency was ended, then the symptoms would appear. And when you displayed God's tokens, then you knew the end was near. For they were red and hardened patches on your torso, back, and legs, and they don't match a single symptom that attends bubonic plagues. Speaking epidemiologically, bubonic plague doesn't make sense to me. Your senior pestis gets you dead, it's true, but it isn't as effective as the common flu. If you want to wipe out half of Europe's population, you'll need a better agent for your devastation. You need a viral agent that is tried and tragic. Let's take a look at fevers that are hemorrhagic.
How fast did it work?
The bubonic plague takes less than 14 days from catch to kill, and pneumatic plague is droplet-based, but slaughters faster still. Well, whatever caused the Black Death took its time and had some fun, cause it didn't kill in 14 days, instead try 31.
That's a long time.
So we're looking at a plague whose symptoms differed from bubonic, which went through for generations in a manner cruel and chronic that took far too long to kill you, and by quarantine was thwarted. Now let's take a moment to consider where it might have started. Cleveland? Not quite. If you take a look at all the waves of certified infection, you may see a pattern that demands a delicate inspection, for it looks as if the Black Death, in the hemorrhagic style, may have started down in Africa and traveled up the Nile.
Wow!
Once it made its way to Egypt, it jumped to the Middle East, and with every port of call it found its potency increased, till at last it got to Europe, and it really got things started, making widows out of nations, leaving empires broken-hearted.
Aww!
Now I hope that you'll consider all the things I have suggested, all the reasons that bubonic plague should really be contested as the agent that wiped out so many people without blinking. And while you may disagree with me, I hope it got you thinking.
Why is that?
Because history repeats itself, the cycle's never ending, and we ought to know the enemies against whom we're defending. Please consider all I've said today. The next time someone sneezes, or we may find like Messina, we're not braced for new diseases. We've got a werewolf going off like a badly timed alarm clock. I think it's ringing Armageddon, so we'd better hit the snooze. I've got a lot of things on my mind, I've got my own neuroses, and I think I may be more scared we'll win than I am worried we'll lose. You know I didn't volunteer to be a rawhide Jew, for goodness. I was happy with my books and my papers and my state of grace. But when destiny calls collect, you can't refuse the charges. And now the best part of the evil on earth is out to eat my face. This is not how I wanted to spend my summer vacation. This is not what I wanted to do for the rest of my days. Fighting evil and saving the world It's madness on a Monday, every Tuesday is total terror. Merely whispering it's Wednesday really makes me wanna cry. By the time we tackle Thursday, I just want it to be over. But the forecast calls for Friday, better kiss your ass goodbye. If we can make it through the weekend, there's a chance that we'll survive this. And if you really think I mean that, then I've got a bridge to sell. We're like a shitty Star Trek spin-off setting sail for cancellation. And I wish that we were going to prom, but no, we're going to hell. This is not how I wanted to spend my summer vacation. This is not what I wanted to do for the rest of my days. Fighting evil and saving the world may be an honest vocation, but it isn't the sort of a talent a sane girl displays. I used to think my life was hard when they made me clean my room. Now I'm longing for that life of leisure, as I have to save the world from certain doom again. It's like the planet's a really dumb puppy that's hell-bent on suicide, and nobody knows how to get the thing neutered, or make it stop barking, or keep it inside. You'd better find another girlfriend if you want a lasting lifespan. I think my life's a Roach Motel that's being run by Norman Bates. You've got a problem when you're thinking the transvestite psycho killers might just rank higher on the sanity scale than roughly half of the fates. So this is life. They never told me it was going to be easy. But that doesn't mean I have to be a prison bitch for destiny. I've got a message for the powers that be. Hate you, the farm, and Kansas. I've got a crossbow and I'm taking the dog. I hope you suffer, love me. This is not how I wanted to spend my summer vacation. When I chose my career, this is not what I wanted to be. Please enjoy your blood and entrails and eternal uphill battle. I've got a crossbow and I'm taking the dog. I hope you suffer, love me. Oh, Michelle, what the hell were you thinking? Were you drinking? Did you really not believe things could go so wrong? Oh, Michelle, how the hell can I tell you, friends, what happened? I can barely scratch the surface in this song. When the aliens arrived, the planet might have still survived if they hadn't found a host in which to let their young mature. Though they're dreadful and chthonic, they're still weak when embryonic, and this world has lots of dangers that they simply can't endure.
You mean like American Idol?
It was glowing, it was green, it was anything but clean. It was the protoplasmic prison of that foul invading race. And what I just don't understand is how you fell into their plan. I can't think of one good reason why you put it in your face.
What do you mean? It looked like broccoli.
Oh, Michelle, what the hell were you thinking? Were you drinking? Did you really not believe things could go so wrong? Oh, Michelle, how the hell can I tell you, friends, what happened? I can barely scratch the surface in this song. When you found that ancient tome concealed in your ancestral home, it didn't take a second glance to know the damn thing was bad news, for it was bound in human skin and written by the devil's pen. It was the sort of tempting target you'd do better to refuse.
I just love romance novels, don't you?
Not a warning did you heed as you settled down to read, and then 1,000 deadly demons started rising through the floor. Now I know that you're not dumb, but still you told them they could come, and I'm not sure that I wanna be your buddy anymore.
You mean you're unfriending me?
Yes. Oh, Michelle, what the hell were you thinking? Were you drinking? Did you really not believe things could go so wrong? Oh, Michelle, how the hell can I tell you, friends, what happened? I can barely scratch the surface in this song. When you said you'd be out late, 'cause you were going on a date, I said just stay out of the cornfield, there's a killer on the loose. You didn't listen to a word, you thought my warnings were absurd, and you might as well have slipped your own damn neck into the noose.
Johnny? Is that you, Johnny?
No. Now you tell me you're pursued by a killer who's imbued with the deadly demon powers of dimensions with no name. And you say he can't be killed until his mission is fulfilled, and that mission is your death. Well, honey, I know who's to blame.
Oh, I know! Stephen King!
Oh, Michelle, what the hell were you thinking? Were you drinking? Did you really not believe things could go so wrong? Oh, Michelle, how the hell can I tell you, friends, what happened? I can barely scratch the surface in this song.
What's that noise?
Oh, Michelle, what the hell were you thinking? Were you drinking? Did you really not believe things could go so wrong? Oh, Michelle, how the hell can I tell you, friends, what happened? I can barely scratch the surface in this song.
Doctor, why the long face?
I guess I must have left it in the mutagen too long. My mind's not on my work.
Master, what's wrong?
I just can't focus on death rays and evil plots today. Maybe tomorrow.
But doctor!
But Master, what's wrong?
Well, domination's a solitary art.
Don't leave much time for affairs of the heart.
But we were young once
Before we went all the way mad.
Whoa.
We always knew we had our destiny, but
For just a while it was him and me.
and now I wonder, did we really know what we had? Oh, another mad science love song.
It was boy meets girl.
Oh yeah, I conquered that world. Who could have known things would go wrong? She liked her lab coats tight.
We went grave robbing all night.
Was she your lab tech?
Don't be absurd.
Did you dissect him?
Have you listened to a word?
She was the love of my life. It all seemed meant to be. And to think that we met at university.
How did you know he was that guy for you?
What made you certain that your love was true?
The romantic dinners by an open grave.
Did you use mind control? Was she a willing slave?
Oh, another mad science love song. Her skill with DNA just made me wanna obey. I guess our nature was too
He
strong.
worked in steel and chrome. His lab was almost home.
Did you betray him?
We are what we are.
Did she attack you?
I treasure every scar. She was the love of my life, but still I knew my path. Love has to wait till I've punished those who dared to laugh. But this isn't forever. It's just till my evil plan comes into flower.
No, this isn't forever. Just till the whole planet quakes under my power. He'll be my consort when the world is mine.
When I crush the weak, she'll be my concubine.
And maybe then he'll see,
Then maybe I'll reveal
how things were meant to be,
and how I really feel.
Another mad science love song. A man's an island alone.
Although I call one home, now I've been waiting for so long. Baby, are you still mine?
Will things be different this time?
So you still love her?
Some things never die.
Can't you forget him? I can't even try.
He was the love of my life. It all seemed meant to be. And to think that we met at university.
Another mad science love song. My IQ breaks the chart, and still she broke my heart. Another mad science love song. We made a perfect pair. It was a crazy affair. Oh, another mad science love song.
And she may never know.
The way I miss him so.
Another mad science love
We
song.
were the perfect pair.
It was just meant to be. And to think that we met at university.
Oh.
Come on, Igor. We've got work to do.
Yes, master.
Sit right down and I'll tell you a story. Ain't got much grace, it ain't got much glory, but I swear to God it's true, although I wish that it weren't. There's a world that most folks never seen. You'd best be quiet, 'cause it means your favorite one family saw it on the night their mama burnt. There's a fire in the window where the nursery once stood, and it's burning golden brighter than her hair. And the blood falls down like tears of rain. There's no man can answer or explain the reasons why, except it wasn't fair. Well, there's not a way that this was ever fair. Well, she died too soon, she died too fast, but what's done is done, and what's past is past, and what matters now is the family that she left behind. There's a broken man and two motherless sons. There's a war to fight, but just can't be won, and they're searching for a monster it's better if they never find. There's darkness in the places where a sane man never goes, and there's little light that any man can spare. And it's two boys raised where no light shines. It's three lives lived outside the lines, and mercy knows it simply isn't fair. There's not a way that this was ever fair. There's sons that lose their mothers, and there's wives that lose their men. There's 1,000 soldiers fighting in a war they'll never win, because darkness creeps and darkness calls, and in the end when darkness falls, too many just refuse to stand and open up their eyes. You can draw your guns and give your life, but darkness never dies. I guess there's not much point pretending this tale will have a happy ending. There's too much blood been shed and too many lives lost. Now it's two boys left to hold the line. Is it bitter fate or God's design that sets the bill so dear only souls pay the cost? There's nothing any man can do to put the past to rest, so we burn the bones and bow our heads in prayer. And it's all just ashes in the end. It's destiny we can't transcend, and no one ever said this would be fair. There's not a way that this was ever fair. So that's our story and that's our tale. They can never win, but they don't dare fail, because fear's not enough to get you out of the game. And I'm sorry as hell that their daddy's gone, but those wayward sons better carry on, 'cause it's more than the past going up in the devil's flame. Two brothers in the darkness with no way to turn around, but they won't go gentle, so evil best beware. When there's no redemption to be found, there's still a few who will hold their ground, for all God knows that this was never fair. There's not a way that this was ever fair. The movies don't need mushy stuff. That's what the back row's for. So I'll put up with putting out if you'll provide the gore. Freddy Krueger, Jason, Leatherface, and Chucky. Slaughter lots of co-eds so that you'll get lucky. tickets, I'll bring the breasts, and tonight it won't be only the dead won't be getting no rest. We've got lots in common, boy. We both know what we want. So you'll get yours when I get mine. I'll swap you hump for hunt. Some girls want the sugar, some girls want the spice. Well, I want Jack the Ripper crossed with Vincent Price. So you find the showtimes, I'll spread my thighs. And tonight it won't be just the undead. Find a reason to rise. You can keep your dramas, I'll be misbehaving with Stephen King, John Carpenter, and Wesley Craven. I don't need a romance, baby, let's not quarrel. Stupid people bite, it is my favorite moral. I won't say be careful or ask if it's you, but if there's lots of blood, that's all that I won't do. So you pick the picture, I'll pick the date. It doesn't matter when the previews begin, we'll be staying out late. Long-stemmed roses, bring me something horrible that decomposes. You get the sodas, I'll lose the skirt. And if you wanna find a sequel or 3, well baby, that wouldn't hurt. If you wanna make it to first base, somebody better lose their face. If lots of co-eds die tonight, then second base may be in sight. If third base is your final goal, somebody's gotta lose their soul. If Cthulhu rises out of the foam, well then baby, you'll be taking me home. You buy the popcorn, I'll raise the stakes. And if you thought this plot was fun the first time, wait till you see the remake. The movies don't need CGI, the old ways are the best. Give me slaughter, give me slime, and boy, you'll pass the test. It doesn't take that much to dazzle and impress me. Just take me to a graveyard before you undress me. You get the picture, I've got the breasts, and tonight it won't be only the dead. Won't be getting no rest. I hear other girls get chocolates, champagne truffles straight from France. I hear other girls get jewelry, or maybe taken out to dance. I hear other girls get flowers, long-stemmed roses by the bunch. Other girls go out to restaurants, romantic dinners, cozy lunch. I hear other girls get sweetly romanced by their anxious beaux who want their causes advanced. So they put on their pearls and get their assets enhanced. That's not the situation with me. pieces, the pieces surgically glued. My boyfriend makes me monsters. Each one of them's his own design. And when your presents come with name tags, they're that much harder to decline. I hear other girls get dazzled and dined in romantic settings that were clearly designed to say, let's get it on, while still appearing refined. That's not the situation with me. I don't ever get invited out to a show, and the EPA's condemned most places we go. Before we met, I didn't know Iker could glow. We have our own unique chemistry. My boyfriend brings me zombies. He takes recycling to new lows. He says that wasting leads to wanting. He's got a point there, I suppose. My boyfriend brings me dead things. Well, that's how he lets me know he cares. He's still living with his parents. His secret lab's below the stairs. I hear other girls get clever and coy, acting hard to get and playing games with their boy. Those aren't the female arts that I'm inclined to employ. That's not the situation with me, because pretty soon he's taking over the world, and there's worse descriptions than the mastermind's girl. You can keep your champagne, I'll give grave robbing a twirl. I'm getting used to necromancy. My boyfriend brings me dead things. I've learned to love formaldehyde. Maybe this love isn't normal, but I'd love to be this Frankenstein bride. Yes, maybe we're not normal, but I'd love to be my Frankenstein's bride. Little girl in wire-framed glasses. No one says she's beautiful, but they say that she's a genius. Gets the highest grades in school. She built a model of the Hubble telescope when she was 9 years old. She says the only thing about space that scares her is people say it's cold. She's just another fractal butterfly flapping up a storm, looking for a place to land, hoping she'll stay warm. It's all causes and effects. Here's what happens next. Preteen science fiction princess tries to say she doesn't care, that she'll never be the prom queen, that the world just isn't fair. She tries to tell herself that beauty isn't worth its weight in gold. She sometimes sometimes thinks she'd sell her soul just to come out of the cold. She's just another fractal butterfly, frightened of the wind, certain if she spreads her wings, the future will begin. It's all causes and effects. Here's what happens next. If I let you, you might kiss me. If you kiss me, you might stay. If you stay, then I might love you. If I love you, who's to say? It's all chemical reactions. It's all lies and it's all true. It's all actions and reactions. You to me and me to you. It's all causes and effects. Here's what happens next. High school queen of mathematics, graduation's close at hand. Hopes that college boys are different. Hopes someone will understand. She's made a lifetime out of being good and doing what she's told. And now the only thing about life that scares her is that she's always cold. She's just another fractal butterfly, stronger than she knows, following the wind of change, whichever way it blows. It's all causes and effects. Here's what happens next. You can't change the laws of physics. You can't change the laws of fate. By the time you see the patterns, it's 100 times too late. It's just simple mathematics. She's the girl I used to be. All her tears and all her triumphs have been added up to me. It's all causes and effects. Here's what happens next. If I let you, you might kiss me. If you kiss me, you might stay. If you stay, then I might love you. If I love you, who's to say? It's just chemical reactions. It's all lies and it's all true. It's all actions and reactions. You to me and me to you. It's all causes and effects. Here's what happens next. Grown-up girl in wire-framed glasses knows damn well she's beautiful. The greatest proof that she's a genius is that she's learned to change the rules. Now she looks up at space and wonders just how much a sky can hold. And there's not a thing about life that scares her, because nothing can stay cold. She's just another fractal butterfly, a hurricane in flight. As long as she keeps flapping, then she knows she'll be alright. It's all causes and effects. Here's what happens next. Causes and effects. Here's what happens next. Here's what happens next. Here's what happens next. Here's what happens next. Difficult to figure out. I'm not the kind of girl who likes to make her suitors down. I've always been a Marilyn, that's Munster, not Monroe. And I like a man who knows the things that men want men to know. So bring me red roses and make me swoon. Take me for a boat ride on the Black Lagoon. A picnic in the graveyard is my heart's delight. And I love to go out walking on the devil's night. Kiss me at midnight where the wolfsbane blooms. Promise me your heart in ancient endless rooms. It isn't that hard to make a love connection. I just need a little sweetness and a resurrection. I don't want pearls, I don't need diamond rings. All I really want from you is red, red roses and dead things. I find relationships so often are an awful bore. So many gentlemen just don't know what a chainsaw's for. Black is the new pink, they say, and fashion's never wrong. I think I finally found a fashion where I can belong. So bring me red roses and make me sigh. Promise me that dreaming even death may die. Won't you poison my coffee with a loving hand and bring me back to life to follow your command? Hold me as tightly as a padlock chain. Tell me that you only love me for my brain. It isn't that hard to prove what your love means. I just need a little kindness and a guillotine. I don't want pearls, I don't need diamond rings. All I'll ever ask from you is red, red roses and dead things. I'm not the kind of girl who plays it cool or plays it coy. I figure life's too short and we have too much to enjoy. Take me to your secret lair and put me on your slab. Don't need to take me to the opera, baby, take me to your lap. So bring me red roses and make me yours. Sail with me to Eldridge and uncharted shores. It isn't that hard to make me yours forever. I only need to hear your plan before you pull the lever. I don't want pearls, I don't need diamond rings. All I really want from you is red, red roses. All I'll ever ask from you is red, red roses. All I really need from you is red, red roses and dead things. It's been a long time, Gina, since you came home, and things are getting stranger every day. They're saying Johnny fell, but I'm not certain. I think it's better that you stay away. We were 5 of us against the world, a secret superhero team. But now I'm just one frightened girl, and when I sleep I hear them scream. I went to Sarah's funeral on Sunday. They did her makeup cunningly, it's true. To look at her you'd never know what happened. I know it wasn't suicide, don't you? We were 5 of us just having fun, too innocent to know the stakes. But what you do can't be undone. You can't unmake your own mistakes. Gina, I don't think that I can write you anymore. And Gina, when you go to bed, be sure to lock the door. Gina, we were 5 until you left and left us 4. And Gina, we weren't strong enough without you. It's been a long time, Gina, since you told me. It doesn't matter, nobody will know. I still remember how you used to scold me, how Sarah cried the day you had to go. We We were 5 of us, and it was you who said, I know a better game. But how could we have had a clue? You'd run before you'd share the blame. I know when David died, you sent a letter. His mother gladly gave me your address. I think it's time you learned a little better the nature of this silly little mess. We were 5 of us, you in the lead. I think you knew just what we'd done. You didn't care, left us to bleed. And now I think you'd better run. Gina, I don't think that I can write you anymore. And Gina, when you go to bed, be sure to lock the door. Gina, we were 5 until you left and left us 4. And Gina, we weren't strong enough to doubt you. Gina, I'm the last one they can find here. Gina, you were right to stay away. Gina, I made sure that your address was very clear. I wrote it plainly on the wall so your new friends would know the way. And I think before the sun comes up, they'll likely come and play. Gina, darling Gina, there's not too much left to say. It's been a long time, Gina, since that midnight. Who knew that just 8 days could be this long? I really hope there's time for this to reach you. I hope you understand that you were wrong. We were 5 of us, I've buried 3. You thought that you could get away. You little bitch, it's time to see. When you raise hell, there's hell to pay. Gina, I don't think that I can write you anymore. And Gina, it won't matter if you lock and bar the door. Gina, we were 5 and we'll be 5 forevermore. And Gina, when you're dead, then I'll forgive you. P.S. I hope it hurts like hell. Love, Katie. A man who wears a lab coat when he works. I think those hero types are rude and dull and generally jerks. Let me tell you how a lover behaves. He lets you hold the shovel when he's robbing graves. Oh, maybe it's crazy, but baby, love usually is. I like a man who knows things men weren't meant to know. Who grabs ideas in his teeth and then won't ever let go. I know that I'm no bride of Frankenstein, but we could be electric if he'd just be mine. Oh, maybe it's crazy, but baby, love usually is. The perfect guy for me in university was laughed at by all of his peers. And now he's off his head. He's bringing back the dead, been planning his revenge for 20 years. He's brilliant but insane. I love him for his brain and blatant disregard for human life. He needs a right-hand girl, and I could rock his world. Forget about that Igor, let me be his loving wife. I like a man who's into working with his hands. The kind of guy whose theories no one understands. I've got a hunch that I would be just fine with the kind of love that's best preserved in turpentine. Oh, maybe it's crazy, but baby, love usually is. The guy that I adore looking for the secret to having it all. And sure, that angry mom might not support his job, but while we flee the crowd, we'll have a ball. I know he'll treat me right. We'll tryst by candlelight and resurrect a priest to tie the knot. I swear that he's not bad, he's just a little mad. We'll unlock hidden knowledge that was better left forgot. I like a guy who breaks the laws of God and man. Who laughs maniacally and always has to tell you his plan. I'll call him master and I'm eager to please. I'm good around